Hi, Big Tractor Power fans. This video comes to you from a winter wheat field located in western Kentucky, where three 690 engine horsepower John Deere X9 1100 combines equipped with 460 bushel grain bins are harvesting the crop with 36-foot wide Shelbourne XCS36 Stripper Heads. In this presentation, I would like to share with you the combine's production history, specifications, and list price tag, as well as taking viewers for a ride in the cab of one of the X9s to visit with the farmer. But first, let's head out to the field so that you can see and hear all this harvesting action. The X9 1100 is currently John Deere's largest combine. It was introduced for model year 2020 and remains a current product in 2024. It is manufactured at the company's Harvester Works in East Moline, Illinois. It's powered by a 13.6-liter, 827 cubic inch John Deere 14 PowerTech engine, rated at 603 engine horsepower with a peak rating of 690 horsepower. It's fitted with a 330-gallon diesel fuel tank and a 22-gallon diesel emission fluid tank for clean engine solutions. It features a hydrostatic drive transmission. The X9's threshing system begins at the 67.7-inch wide feeder house. It utilizes two 24-inch diameter, 11.5-foot long rotors to separate the grain from the crop material. It has a total cleaning area of 75.2 square feet. It's equipped with a 460 bushel grain bin that empties at 5.3 bushels per second through a 31-foot long unloading auger. The combine weighs in at 59,000 pounds. According to JohnDeere.com, the base list price for an X9 1100 combine in model year 2024 is $1,079,934. The X9 1100 combines working in this video are equipped with optional John Deere 36-inch wide tracks that come at an additional cost of $118,158. The combines are harvesting the crop with 36-foot wide Shelbourne XCS36 Stripper Heads. These headers use 8 rows of stripper fingers to sweep the crop into the header. 85% of the threshing actually takes place in the header, with the rest going through the combine. An XCS36 weighs in at 8,735 pounds and has a list price of $100,615. Here we can see where there's some down wheat. There were a lot of storms in western Kentucky and heavy rain this spring, and some of the wheat has been blown down just ahead of harvest from that weather. And a draper head could cut it. It puts a lot of material through the combine. They have to cut close to the ground, and the stripper head does an excellent job in just lifting this mat right up. We can walk over here and see that it's down. It's gonna close to the ground, but over here you can see it was just pulled right up by the stripper head and put in the bin. See all that down wheat, and the Shelbourne came right through, lifted it up, and was able to harvest all that grain uninterrupted. I'm up in the cab of the John Deere X9 1100 combine. It's running here at about 4 miles per hour, and it's a good standing wheat. It's running the 36-foot wide Shelbourne XCS36 Stripper Head, which is a great job in wheat. There's some down wheat this year, so it takes a little bit extra to sweep that up, but it's able to move a lot faster than a draper head would in these conditions. The moisture level is just about 12.87% out in the field, and it's a good day to be harvesting. So this is your second year running the X9 1100s on the farm. How have you liked these combines so far?
Really like them. It would be hard to go back to the S series after running these. Just really like the job they do, cleaning the grain, the 2 rotors, and like how they like the cab. Really well thought out cab. It's quiet, a lot quieter in the cab, you know, running through the field. And
I definitely will say that, you know, riding in the S790s before, they seem like a good combine, but when you get in this cab, you think, wow,
man, those really nice, yeah.
A little bit louder and rougher feeling.
Yeah. Longer wheelbase, rides better, you know, through the field. Doesn't turn quite as sharp as I would like, but that's kind of understandable. I'll take the ride. I mean, we can make another pass around the field if we need the room to turn. But been really pleased. Didn't have any trouble, you know, to mount to anything out of them last year. Been really pleased with the switch over.
So you feel like the dual rotors do a good job in grain quality and threshing?
Yeah, I really noticed it in the corn last year, in the wet corn especially. You know, it's just a lot less broken kernels, you know, than what we had in the past. But I mean, even the beans, you know, you get a few pods here and there, but nothing compared to what we have had in the past. Not that the S series was bad by any means, but it's definitely been a noticeable difference to me. So
yep, they really stepped up that harvesting capacity.
Yep.
And you're running the Shelbourne head. The wheat's really had a hard time this spring with the wind and the weather. We can take a look out here. You know, it looks like it's a decent crop, but you're running about 76 bushels right here. Again, a lot of down wheat, which makes it a little disappointing.
Yeah, and that might not. We haven't truly calibrated them good, it's been reading a little low. So far, everything we've been in is really, we've been pleased with the yield, considering it's not had the ideal month of May on it that you would like to see, but I think the quality of it's still good. You know, still a lot of wheat out there, so depends on how much rain, any more storms it gets on it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll hold off for us to get done, and then it can rain all at once. So,
get those
the beans,
double crop beans in, which is having the taller straw from the Shelbourne is also nice.
Yeah.
For planting into.
Helps keep the moisture in there and make it plants a little easier.
So what kind of acres a day do you get done when you're running a Shelbourne like this?
Well, like I said, we're still just starting to hit our stride. We haven't had a lot of big productive days. I would say yesterday we probably did around 450, maybe 475. So we didn't have to move, didn't have to take heads off or anything like that. That, you know, that'll always slow you down. But I think in some good running, you know, good level field, especially if the wheat's standing out, I think you can get, you know, push 600 acres probably on ideal conditions. You know, it's too soon to tell, but these aren't quite ideal. Not compared to last year, at least, you know.
I imagine the 50-foot draper is really nice for knocking out the acres, but this is a good alternative when you can't run the speed you want.
Like I said, we were concerned about the residue that we'd be leaving with the 50-footers, having to cut it all, most all of it on the ground, but these things do a really good job. The few acres we did start out with this year with the 50-foots, you know, I mean, chopper and the spreader do a really good job on this machine.
And a lot less wear and tear on the inside when you're just putting the grain through.
Oh yeah. You gotta kind of adjust it a little different, you know, because you don't have as much material helping, you know, rub together and clean the grain. But it's not near the load on the combine itself.
There's a camera that allows the farmer to look right into the grain cart. It's extra dusty today. That's a really nice feature. Be able to target your grain and fully load the cart. right behind these X9 combines and the Shelbourne Stripper Heads are tractors with planters putting in a second crop of soybeans. Let's take a look at the advantages that the standing straw has in no-tilling in a second crop. As the tractor and planter come across the field, putting that second crop of soybeans into the ground, it almost looks like it hasn't even been harvested. And it actually has. The stripper head came through here and swept off all the grain and leaves a standing straw. Again, when the stripper head came through, it simply took all of the grain right off the plant. You can see the head is still there, it just doesn't have any seeds left in it. The rest of the plant is left standing. It's 93 degrees out today, very hot out in this field, but this standing straw helps shade the plants in between the rows. You can see you're getting a nice emergence of beans down in there. And it's also an advantage because this straw holds moisture in the ground. It hasn't rained in about 5 days, but it's actually pretty wet right down there. I can feel dampness underneath the straw. That's going to help these beans thrive when it's going up close to 100 degrees, which is very capable of happening here as we head towards August in western Kentucky. I hope that you've enjoyed spending some time out in the field with this John Deere X9 1100 combine and Shelbourne XCS36 Stripper Head. I would like to hear in the comment section below this video if you raise winter wheat on your farm. Tell me about the combine and header that you use to harvest your crop with. If you've appreciated this presentation, I hope that you'll consider subscribing to Big Tractor Power YouTube, where there's over 2,000 videos of farm machines in action. As always, thank you for watching.